Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool, which is an adaptation of a memoir of the same name written by Peter Turner, which I confess I haven't read, directed by Paul McGuigan, written by Matt Greenhalgh. Is he pronounced Greenhalgh? Green, Halgh. I'm sorry, my pronunciations of names are so terrible, whose CV includes things like Control and Look of Love. Tells the story of a relationship between former Hollywood star Gloria Graham, played by Annette Bening, and aspiring actor Peter Turner, played by Jamie Bell. We start in 1991 with Graham in a theatre dressing room in the UK, surrounded by memorabilia of the past collapsing. In Liverpool, Peter gets a phone call. He's told it's your Gloria. She's ill. He goes to see her and she says, can you take me to Liverpool? I could get better there. So he brings her home. He brings her back to the family home. Mum and Dad, played by Julie Walters and Ken Cranham. We then flash back to Primrose Hill a few years before, and we start to see their relationship begin when it turns out that he's in a building and she's the new tenant. Here's a clip.
Hey. You're the next door guy, right?
Which makes you the girl next door.
Hey, have you seen the movie Saturday Night Fever?
Yeah, I've seen it. Actually, I saw it 3 times.
Oh, so you like disco dancing?
Oh, God. Well, I like drunk dancing.
Oh, so if I make you a drink, you come into my room and hustle with me? I need a partner for my dance class.
I mean, if you fix me a drink, I'll come in and clean your bathroom.
Huh.
Isn't that a great line?
Very good, yeah.
So I think you hear in that something of the intimacy which starts to play out for the rest of the film. There's all this stuff about the landlady says, oh, she's a famous actress. She was a famous actress, always played the tart. She says, sort of, dismissively. Later, a barman seeing her says, oh, she was a proper film star. She was. They become friends. They go to the pictures to go and see Alien, and the chestburster scene from Alien. And she says, yeah, but it's when the strange things pop out from between your legs that things get complicated. And he suddenly realizes that she's got a past. She's got, previous husbands. She's got kids. She's got an entire life behind her. Her ambition is to play Juliet. And when she first mentions this, he says, don't you mean the nurse? And she says, is that how you see me, as an old woman? The real beauty of the film is that he doesn't, and neither does the film, and neither do we. You heard in that clip, that sort of sing-song voice that she has, which is a little bit like Marilyn Monroe, that fabulous air of mystery and intrigue. And what happens is you see these characters fall in love, and you see the tenderness between them, and you see the intimacy of their relationship. And it should be said that it's great to see a mainstream movie which reverses the gender age roles and doesn't make a big deal about it. That isn't primarily what it's about. It's also great to see a movie which isn't worried about the sexuality of its central characters, which isn't in any way sort of judgmental or defining about how people should lead their lives. The director, way back in his CV, made, and you remember this, made Gangster #1, which is a film which basically introduced me to the work of Paul Bettany, of whom I'm a huge fan. And Gangster #1 I've seen several times over the years, and it's a film which really stands up. I really like it. It's complex, and it's got real visual layers, and it's got a terrific ensemble cast, many of whom some people were seeing for the first time. There are scenes in Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool that reminded me of the heart of a filmmaker like Terence Davies. There's a lovely scene when Jamie Bell goes to the cinema to watch one of her old movies, and it's playing in black and white. And there's a shot when the camera looks at him and he's looking at the screen, and there's this look of wonder on his face, which really reminded me of Terence Davies. And you know how much I love Terence Davies.
I seem to remember the fact.
I have mentioned that before. Have I mentioned that Sorcerer's on re-release, incidentally?
Yeah.
There are scenes in America which fill in the backstory with small but really sort of finely judged performances from the likes of Vanessa Redgrave and Frances Barber. People who have very, little compact roles, and yet, say little but say so much. And the film really won me over. I thought there was such warmth, such wit, such compassion, such generosity of spirit about it that I found myself completely swept along. It's an ensemble cast. I mean, yes, it's a cast with 2 big stars, and I think People are talking about awards for Annette Bening, as they were talking about me the last time we were talking about this Annette Bening for 20th century women. Everybody
Yes.
was saying, well, huge awards, accolades are due to her. It's a dynamite performance. I mean, she just appears to get better, and it's a great performance. But let's not forget how great Jamie Bell is. The attention to period detail is beautifully observed. There's something really annoying about seeing films in which the period detail, they get it wrong, but in this it's really done well. There are a couple of beautiful transitions, very, very cinematic transitions of characters going through a door that will then open up into an entirely different spatial and temporal area, and it's done really nicely. It's not done like flashy or showing off. It's done because we need to get from this part of the story to this part of the story, and the two things are connected thematically, so let's figure out how we can connect them visually. And that again reminded me of what it was that I love about Gangster Number One, like that scene in Gangster Number One in which you see a really violent assault entirely from the point of view of the victim. I thought it was a really lovely film, really well made, really well played, and it completely won me over.